Okay, so okay. Now next we are going to learn is sort function in STL. This is a very much required function in STL. The underlying sorting algorithm is intro sort. In more details, it is a hybrid algorithm of quick sort, insertion sort, and heap sort. And the overall complexity of this algorithm is O of log of n. Now, if you manually write a sorting algorithm, it will definitely be slower than this algorithm, and that's why we prefer using STL everywhere, wherever we can use in C++. Now, how you can use this sort function to sort an array? We have to pass two arguments. The first argument is the pointer to the first element of the array, and the second argument is the pointer to the non-existing element after the last element of the array. Right? Basically, n denotes the size of the array in generally, not generally, but most of the time n denotes the size of the array. Right? I will just show it by example what actually the non-existing element mean. Mhm. Okay. Okay, so let's suppose our array is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and now the a that we were talking, that pointer a, this a, the first argument, this is actually the pointer pointing to the first element of the array, right? So yes, so a is pointing to the first element of the array, and a plus n, or n in this case is 6. So that is size of the array. So a plus 6 is going to point to the non-existing array, non-existing element of the non-existing element after the last element. For example, if you for this you just need to understand some basics of pointers. If you know some pointers, you will get this. The a plus 1 is pointing to this, right? A is pointing to this first element. A plus 1 would be pointing to this second element. A plus 2 would be pointing to this third element. A plus 3 will be pointing here. A plus 4 will be pointing here. A plus 5 will be pointing here. And A plus 6, that is A plus size of A, would be pointing to the element which is not existing in the array. So you need to pass these two arguments and the array will be sorted. Similarly, you have to sort a vector, you need to pass these two arguments, that is v dot begin and v dot end. Now this v dot begin and v dot end are actually the iterators. These are called iterators, and we are going to discuss them later. These are just similar to pointers as we saw in this array. These are almost similar to this, not exactly, but almost similar to this concept of pointers. These are iterators, right? Similarly, as for vectors, v dot begin actually points to the first element of the vector, right? And v dot end points to the element, non-existing element after the last element. After the last element. So v dot end would be pointing here, right? Now, after passing these two arguments, the vector would be sorted. Similarly, to sort a string, we have to pass these two arguments to sort the string, and the string would be sorted. Let's see by coding how this would happen. Let's see it. Let's erase everything. Right. For example, if my array is let my array be 1 8. Right. Oh, sorry. I need to give comma. Let this be my array. Now to sort array, I need to write a comma a plus the size of this array is 3 plus 3 plus 3 9, right? 9. And after this, if I'll print the array 9, Yes, as you can see, the array is sorted, and here is a sorted array in front of you. Now, what this actually denotes, about this a plus n denotes is that it tells the sort function that uh, you have to sort the elements starting from the element which is pointed by first pointer to the element which is pointed by the second this pointer, right? For example, if I'll write here 4, and if I print a whole array, you can see that only 4 elements will be sorted. Just see it here. Yes, just see, only top first 4 element got sorted, and the rest everything is same, right? For example, if you want to sort from third element, or the third element, so it will be 2 to sixth element or eighth element, so it will be 7. So you can see only the part between 2 to 7 will get sorted, right? So this is the zeroth element, first, second, fourth, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, right? Only this part will be sorted. Just see, 1 and 8 is as it is, 1 and 6 is as it is, but this 1 3 4 6 9 8, 1 3 4 6 9 is sorted, right? Similarly, similar goes for the vector. If you want to sort a vector, let's use this vector only, this array only. Let's suppose this is my vector v. Let it be a. Now, what I have to pass as a parameter is a dot begin, a dot end. Right, and similarly, this will be sorted. Yes. Okay. So that goes for the sorting function. And now let's move on. Yes, here now we'll be learning about the iterators. Iterators are similar to pointers. They behave similar to pointers. For example, to write pointer or to initialize a pointer, we have to write this by writing a star here. But to initialize the iterator, we have to write this as as an iterator, right? Now, to avoid writing this much big, we can write just auto, and this auto is a keyword, and which will automatically deduce the data type of the iterator. Like, for example, if this iterator was pointing to the element of set, then I need to write this as a set, right? If it was if the iterator was pointing to the element of map, then I have to write this as a map comma int, right? Or if map was of int comma int, or if you will learn this map in next video, Praveen is going to teach you. But if it was a map mapping from int to string, and if you want to have an iterator to this map, then I have to write this much, so that the data type of this iterator would be written. But instead of that, I can just write auto. It will deduce this data type automatically, and so this reduces our work. It reduces our work, right? Now, yes, now we can increment and decrement the iterators similar to the pointers. So for example, if my iterator is okay, I will just make another array in vector here, right? This is my array and this is my vector. Right. Okay. Okay. So let this be my array. Now, by writing int star p a, right here it is int. This p is actually denoting to the first element of the array, right? Now if I'll do p plus plus, wait, not here. If I'll do let's see, if I'll do p plus plus in my code, then what it will do is it will increment this pointer by 1. So now p will be now pointing to 1, right? Further, if I'll do again p plus plus, this p will be now pointing to the next element, that is 3, and further and so on, right? It will be pointing to the next element. Similarly, p minus minus works. If I am doing p minus minus, it will actually decrement the value of pointer. For example, if it is now pointing to the fourth element, by doing p minus minus, it will now point to the previous element, right? Similarly, in vector, what we have is, if for example, let this my vector be v. Now if it is my pointer, so I will write auto, it will reduce its data type automatically. And if I write it is equals to v dot begin, then it will be by it will be now pointing to the first element of this vector. Similarly, it plus plus, by doing it plus plus, I will be getting the second element. Similarly, by doing again it plus plus, I will be getting third element, and so on. And by doing it minus minus, I will be getting the previous element, right? It is incrementing and decrementing. Similarly, we have something called as v dot end, and as similar to a plus n as we saw earlier, this v dot end would be pointing to the non-existing element of this vector, and this element is just next to the last element, right? So v dot end is not pointing to any element of the vector, but it is pointing to the non-existing element which is next to the last element. So basically, v dot, if I'll do, if I write it is equals to v dot end, right? And if I'll do it minus minus, so it minus minus now would be pointing to this last element, right? Because v dot end was pointing to this next element. So I hope the concept of this iterate and pointers is clear. Similarly, if I am going to, if I am writing it plus 3, it plus 3 means what? It plus 3 means I am just incrementing. For example, if the iterator was pointing to this point, this element. Now by doing it plus 3, it would be pointing to this it plus 1, then it plus 2, and then it plus 3. So it will move 3 steps ahead, and it will be pointing to the fourth element, that is 3, right? Similarly, we have star p plus. Now what is this star? Star is actually meant to dereference, actually used for dereferencing. So basically, to get the value to which it was pointing. For example, in this case, the it was pointing to first element. Let's see that it, or wait, I will just clear this. Okay, let's assume that it is pointing to the first element. Now by writing star it will print the value present in this block which is pointed by this it, right? For example, if it was pointing to this second element, right? Now if I'll print star it, this would get dereference, and the star it would print the value which is pointed by this it, which is pointed by this iterator, right? So it would print now 2. So similarly, for this, we are learning this for this array or this vector. So you can see this it is v dot begin. So it would be pointing to star it would be giving you 1. After doing it plus plus, star it would be giving 2. After again doing it minus minus, star it will be doing 1, right? And doing star it plus 3, it will be pointing to the fourth element, right? Okay. So these are just the concept of iterators and pointers.